Namaskar friends, myself Deepak Kumar Rath. I welcome you all to the digital media of Uday India. Today on my regular episode, that is Bharatiyata Ka Sankhanath, I want to tell you that India is a diverse nation and people in this country are various racial backgrounds and hold various religious views also. The caste-based system was created as a tool for affirmative action, a way to ensure representation and positive discrimination in the then dominant public sector, and to aid those who are oppressed by the traditional caste system in the escaping its shackles. As a result, the Constitution of India provides provisions for the protection of the socially backward classes, that is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC of people under Article 15 and 16, as well as directive principles of state policy under Article 46. And this essentially means the system of reservations. This system has its benefits too, but it has a very negative impact on the overall growth and future of our country because quality matters. Caste-based division of the population has never been ingrained in our culture, but this evil arrived in our nation with the arrival of the British era. The idea that certain people will pursue a specific kind of living has been brought about by the Britishers only. Friends, I am not saying that there was not social inequality in India before colonization. It was. There was no regularity or uniform pattern in the different stratification systems that existed over a vast subcontinent that was divided by a hodgepodge of jatis, faiths and dialects. But what I am saying is that there are evidence that show that caste was a post-colonial creation, and imagine how it was fatal for the coming generations, and they created this disparity, not it was there in the earlier. That is what our young generation must remember. Friends, caste does not appear to be mentioned in the great detail in the pre-colonial written record that is not in Sanskrit and has been examined by academic historians and philologists, researchers with expertise in pre-colonial India. That includes G.S. Ghusre, Susan Bille, Richard Edson, David Sulman and Cynthia Talbot. They have discovered no evidence of Varna or Jati in the non-Sanskrit literature produced in various courts in North and South India, as well as in the numerous traveller and visitor tales. Instead, there are numerous examples of slaves, Sudras and Vaisyas, as well as merchants, soldiers and nomads who were caste free, as well as numerous instances of farmers who served as soldiers and Brahmins who were farmers, soldiers, traders, even kings. Caste changes were as simple as relocating to another village, and these occurrences were not exceptional, rather they were very common. I am really feeling bad that I discussed all these things, but discussing from the issue, as today I will be discussing about reservations. And today many workplaces and educational institutions have seats set aside for the advancement of these socially disadvantaged kind of people. But the primary issue that this raises is whether or not these reservations genuinely serve their intended purpose and advance the country. Friends, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar renounced his entitlement to a separate electorate in exchange for the provision of full citizenship to the Dalits and tribes. Reservations were just one of the political tools developed to help them provide full citizenship. We may evaluate how far the nation has come on that front by taking into account the current situations. And it has been observed that obtaining full citizenship is a challenge for persons of all classes, not just those from backward classes. So what is the solution? We must think that what is the solution before us? The solution is reservation on the basis of economic status and not merely on the basis of caste. And this is nothing new I am talking about now. This has been the subject of discussion since last, you can say, 5-6 decades. But in India, it is not happening, just the reason of political gain or political loss. And one must think, who is losing? Who is getting affected? And why the brilliant class should suffer just in the name of caste, creed and religion? Friends, economic reservations will ensure that qualified applicants from lower socio-economic classes won't be denied positions just because they didn't fare well in open competition. If you look at the current situations in prestigious government universities like JNU, AIMS, IITs and IIMs, we can see that majority of the persons who enroll there because of their social status based reservations are not on ones who actually require them. They frequently exhibit equal, if not occasionally greater, access to opportunities than other general applicants. And giving those folks benefits makes it unfair for the general candidates, and this is in fact a serious issue. The general class is always suffering, and economic reservations can therefore address both the issues of positive discrimination and equal opportunity in the context of the current situation. And there is a common complaint that the reservations for the economically disadvantaged class of people are only for the upwardly mobile class. In contrast, granting reservations to members of the economically disadvantaged class will actually serve to narrow the gap between the rich and the poor in terms of income. As a result, it will aid in our nation's advancement and growth mandate. And I must say here that furthermore, if social status continues to be a factor in reservations, a bureaucracy that is ineffective could develop. You can understand what I am talking about. Due to social status based discrimination, qualified and more effective people will miss out on opportunities, while less effective people may hold higher positions in the profession. And you know, in technical issues or in professional fields, if the concerned candidate is not capable of handling the things, but he himself is a doctor or engineer or whatever it may be, then you can imagine what will be the end result. And that is why this may hamper our national growth. That is what I am pointing here out repeatedly. whether we can do so, we can compromise with our national growth. No. After this, friends, I will leave it to you to discuss and think about whether reservations really help our present and future. This is a food for thought, and this is a controversy that is not raised today. It is discussed since last 50-60 years. But ultimately, everybody, all their hands are bound, and everybody has got a interest. Nobody sees the interest of the nation or growth of a nation. So, not today or tomorrow, one has to give a thought on it, because this is a serious issue. Reservation, once again, I must say, that should be given on the lines of economic status, not on the lines of caste. That's all for today. Bande Mataram.